Hi everyone, it's Cody from the Rancor's Brothel. If you haven't heard already, we're in a partnership with a great gaming company called Metallic Dice Games. They provide some of the best looking dice and accessories at an affordable price, and here at the brothel, we're going to make that great price even better. By using our exclusive promo code RBP10 at checkout, you can get 10% off your entire purchase. Even better, Metallic Dice Games is giving a bit of it back to the show to help us cover expenses. So snag yourself a set of premium dice over at metallicdicegames.com and help support the podcast by using promo code RBP10. Check it out today.
Warning, this podcast contains mature content, including scenes or descriptions of graphic violence, sexuality, and psychological trauma. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents... Impossible Landscapes. A Delta Green campaign by Dennis Detweiler.
I wake up.
Or you wake up with us three are still here.
We're all in bed. I can see everyone's alive.
We're still stuck in the dream world. We gotta wake up.
I must say,
Dreamlands the whole time.
escapism. Yeah, little did you know, you thought you came back to the real world and lived out a life. No, you're still in the Dreamlands.
Let's get a different chair, dude.
The other one's just a small. You gotta get this just right. Like, it'll eventually catch itself. There we go.
God. Or just sit lower and move the mic.
No, I got long legs, Lucas. I can't sit that low to the ground. It's bad
I
enough.
sit this low to the ground all the time.
It's bad enough sitting this low. Anyways, continue.
Anyone else can be happy to bring new chairs. I will take contributions. I've been looking forward to this because it's been a really, really bad week at work. So, this is all supposed to be escapism and fun.
He wants to take his frustration out on his players.
Yep.
So let's get back to the point where people were pointing submachine guns at you guys. I feel like that was a very crucial point.
I thought you ended with they opened fire, not just pointing them at us.
Yes, they do open fire.
Okay.
We're starting there.
Got to make a clarification there, because if they haven't fired yet, I'm going to do something different.
No. So it is
The lights!
a little after 11 o'clock. You are in the Trivelino Mall. You have walked down to the fountain, which smells of bleach. And like I said, you see several individuals pop up over the top second railing and begin to open fire. A number of things happen at once. So I kind of want to allow it all to be... We're going to get a little bullet timey for a second, if that's all right. So many, many things happen at once. You see four completely black-clothed, tactical vest individuals. Some of you who are fast enough probably take this all in an instant, particularly probably Deacon, pop up over the top of the barricade, and you begin to hear them open fire. But as the automatic weapons fire rains down from above, everything kind of gets quiet, and you hear a gong, which sort of dampens out the ambient sound. And again, I'm picturing this in my own mind as sort of Matrix bullet time. The bullets are already en route to the various, to you four individuals. But at the same time, there's this gong, and you see sort of almost appearing out of nowhere, in and around the fountain, a series of golden-clothed individuals, probably children. There appear to be somewhere between 8 and 12 of them, and they appear to be sort of just hanging, suspended above the fountain. And they appear to be similar to the other child that you saw. Again, totally featureless, head to toe in this very bright, shimmering gold, and it's a long kind of robe, and as their arms kind of reach out, this robe-like apparel kind of flows, and they sort of move and sway their arms in time with the beat of the bullets, I guess you could say, and they appear to float and dance. And almost like those little pinwheels that fall off of trees, they seem to float in directions, and a few of them float upwards towards the second floor, and a few of them float in your direction. This is all happening as gunfire erupts. Dex ordered.
There are guardian angels. They're coming to save us.
Yay!
Yeah,
They're gonna take the bullets for us.
that's what it is. Is that you want the by 5? Is that correct?
No, I actually want the. I believe that most of you are 13, and there are a few of you who are 12.
Yeah, sounds right.
Who are the 13s?
Right here.
Okay, so
Oh, poor Troy.
Troy is
10.
10. Okay,
I'm 12.
10. Give it a 10.
all right. So there is nothing that will stop the bullet fire coming at you because
Because they're big bullets.
because they're bullets.
I've been playing a lot of Outriders. There are some things I can do.
There's lots of things you can do.
So what I will say, however, though, is that the gunmen are acting on Dex 13 just as the two of you are. So you two have an action. That doesn't mean you won't get shot at, but you have an action. So what would you like to do with your action? Either one of you can go first. Once we establish this, we'll proceed in the same order.
Are we aware of cover?
That's what I'm going to say. Is there anything to dunk behind? Is there a pillar? Is there...
That's what I would do.
Again, the place is sort of actively constructed. You can see that there are concrete blocks sort of around the fountain that could almost be used as like small benches. They're not tall. They're only a couple feet off the floor. They obviously would provide hard cover, though not necessarily great cover from a higher angle.
Yeah.
They would deflect bullets.
It could be the difference of, maybe surviving and insta-death, though. So...
Entirely possible.
Roddrick, he'll just dive by the closest one. I mean, he's never been in a gunfight before, so he's just...
Okay, so you are moving.
There are no
More like diving if he can.
There are no like upright pillars that would be.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Not that you could get to, I mean, and again, Deacon, having been in a firefight before, getting to, there are a couple of garbage containers, some ledges, but getting to any of that, getting to a pillar, getting to actual hard cover is not something you're going to be able to do in the time that they open fire.
Fair.
So essentially what you're saying is do I want to run across an open field of fire when they have surprise and they have
I suppose that depends on exactly how many feet it is from me to that pillar.
You will not make it in one round. You will be wide open and potentially taking fire.
Okay.
So do you want to get better cover, but then potentially take all the bullets, or...
Yeah, no, so whatever my closest cover is ideal.
Okay, so the two of you are diving behind a trash can, behind a bench, behind whatever you can.
Preferably the concrete, not the trash can.
Well, sure.
Yeah, Roddrick's not... If he doesn't have to run anywhere, he's just straight diving.
I would like you both to make me some sort of applicable roll. It's athletics in this game?
Yep.
Let's go with athletics. How spry are you?
Well,
That's
I got
a decent
50-50 shot.
Yeah, same. It's better than my dodge.
That is a... well...
Get dice you can
What is
read.
this number? Is that a 10?
I don't know. They're your dice.
It's a 20, because that's a 0 to 20.
Okay. so
Either way, you passed.
My bad passed.
Okay, you passed.
I got a crit
My
fail.
brain is not functioning this week.
99.
Again, work has been crap.
Perfect. 99 sounds great. So Deacon reacting to the sound of gunfire.
I push you into fire.
Grimm has grabbed you both by the collar in an attempt to pull you both back.
I forgot about that.
Deacon rolls with the movement, and he kind of, in a very graceful, I don't want to get shot, throws himself behind a barricade. Daniel, apparently, Roddrick maybe trips over Grimm, tries to, you are just
Runs
laying
the opposite
prone.
direction.
At least I had the opportunity. Sucks I got a crit fail, but...
You all, however, are obvious targets. So we'll just leave it up to fate. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Get your woman on the rope.
Gotta get up, get down.
Can't do it any further. We'll get
3.
sued.
Me.
One of the gunmen apparently goes right at Troy. All right, let's see what we got here.
Sexist. True.
He said, "Get your woman on the floor."
Oh,
Oh no.
that was part of the song. It starts playing in the overhead.
Bullets rattle all around you, and just tile floor is just fucking shattering. You are hearing it whiz. You are roll sand if you're not adapted to violence.
No. Really? After that last thing you had to deal with?
We never discussed that. So
You have to
You
get...
should be, ideally.
You have to get 3 check marks to be adapted, right?
Yeah, but he was in a different game that definitely had violence.
pretty violent.
I would say you should be adapted retroactively.
That is a fail.
We'll call it a D4. I'll give you some credit. It really probably should be a D6 for the fight or flight thing, but...
It's a 1.
Yeah. Damn it. Yeah.
Okay. Next gunman. 4. Poor Grimm, trying to be the hero.
Just trying to save some people.
You get shot.
I was going to say that did not look good.
Not lethality,
Thank goodness.
but I rolled an 86, so 14 points of damage, Flynn.
Okay, I'm dead.
The 3 of you can roll sand.
I can't see it. I'm hiding.
You probably hear the scream cut short.
No time for screaming. Not with that many bullets hitting you. What am I saying at?
Really good.
I passed.
Fail.
Pass, we'll call it 1. I believe death of the friend is either 1d6 plus 1 or 1d8 plus 1.
Please confirm.
I never liked that guy anyways.
You were the only one I gave a shit about.
I passed, so I actually cared about you, but if I didn't pass, you weren't a friend.
That makes sense.
That tracks.
I see what you're trying to do there. That doesn't necessarily seem there, but I get it.
They needed to use the wording different, not friend, maybe acquaintance? Because I feel like if I seen, a friend I didn't just meet a week ago die, it'd be a lot different. At least number-wise, I guess. I think these dice are getting retired for the night. A 99 is not what I wanted.
See or hear a friend gruesomely killed, 1d6.
It's not a plus anything.
Roll a 5.
All right, that's 5 and a go. That's fight, flight, or freeze for when we get to your turn.
Same.
It's also below my breaking point.
Sweet. Fight, flight, or freeze. Lucas, when we get to that, that'll be your choice.
If I'm behind something, I'm freezing.
All right. Still 2 more gunmen to act. That doesn't necessarily mean they won't shoot at you because they all...
I was about to say they went out at the same time,
Yeah,
so...
yeah. No, they absolutely did. Troy again. 3. Ooh, ping, 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 ping.
Is that what you rolled the first time on him?
No, I rolled a 57, I think, the first time.
I was like, damn, was it twice in a row?
And Flynn's body is riddled with more bullets.
Oh, God. Just getting mutilated.
We got lucky.
So you two have already acted. We don't need anything to act for you.
What do you want to do, Flynn? What's your action? Is dying an action? Can you give us at least a dramatic death?
You.
Perfect.
I think that should have
That's
been...
my
That's
last
Oscar worthy, I see.
Troy, fight, flight, or freeze.
Fight.
Okay. So you are fleeing from the gunman.
Yeah.
No, to him. Why?
Okay.
I was going to give them a hug. But
Make me an athletics roll.
I can maybe do that. 13 out of 50.
Okay. You all see Inez scream, not again, it can't happen again, oh my god, it's happening again, and you see her run back towards the entrance that you all came in. Just full-on dead sprint. Nothing is going to stop her at all.
Don't stop me now.
Back to the top of the order. Daniel, mostly I'm playing with you at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I think Lucas already gave you what he's doing.
The children continue to dance and twirl, and you see that 3 or 4 of them have floated up to the top now, and you see one of them, they're starting to reach out, like they're going to touch the gunman.
Okay.
And you see there's one floating towards you, and there's one floating down after Inez. Actually, there are several floating down after Inez.
Come back!
One floating towards Lucas, and one seems to be floating over the top of Grimm. I don't know if that changes how you what to do. You're face down on the floor. There is one floating towards you, slowly just twirling in time to all the bullet fire you're hearing all around you, and one sort of kind of reaching out towards you.
Is there... You mentioned some kind of like space distortion. Is that a wreck around these guys? Like, are their bullets going through their field, like their space, and being slowed down?
No, you're not seeing anything. You're not seeing that they are affecting the bullets in any way that you can tell. Speaking of, make me sand roll.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Let's pass.
Okay. I believe it is 1. Let me double check. Just because seeing floating apparitions of ghostly children swirling around in the middle of gunfire, apparently completely unfazed and defying gravity, is a bit weird.
I don't know if that's weird. I like the mind do strange things when you're under distress.
It's actually 0.
Oh, cool.
Congrats.
You and I both probably could have if we wanted to push that stuff off to our bonds, by the way.
What?
Or sanity.
Correct.
I forgot that was a rule until just we could push that sanity onto our
This
bonds
thing
instead.
floating towards me, is there
Then
any...
fight, flight, or freeze doesn't happen.
That is correct. Would you like to sacrifice some of your bonds? If so, look in the rules to see exactly what you can do. But yes, I believe that you both rolled 5, so you only need to push 1. So if you're able to push 1, you're all right.
Yeah.
You can look in Sanity, which you've already opened to the Sanity chapter. I believe it is a couple pages in.
Yeah, the book seemingly opens directly to that chapter every time.
Every time.
So Daniel, you are face down. Roddrick is face down on the floor. Gunfire ripping all around him.
Is there any way I can run towards this thing reaching out at me and try to gain cover? Like, I want to get closer to it, but as well as take cover somewhere.
I don't think that is going to be possible. You either need to run towards it or take cover.
Okay.
I believe we have to...
You said it's kind of reaching out while it's dancing as well?
Yeah, it seems to be spinning to music that you can't hear, and it's sort of like it now is moving with purpose towards you. Its arms outstretched.
I'm going to run towards it.
Okay. Make me an athletics roll.
That's a pass.
Okay.
Sorry, Jeff. We're looking up some rules real quick on bonds.
I don't care, Lucas. Get to the important part.
You can spend 1d4 willpower, reduce your willpower by that much. You reduce the sand loss by the amount of willpower spent to a minimum of 0. So Troy, if you'd like to push that onto a bond, you can definitely do that. Or you can flee.
Yeah, I'm push it.
Okay. Roll d4.
I think I might too, actually. Now.
Okay.
What is it?
3.
3.
Okay.
Mine is a 1, but that's enough to stop the fight, flight, or freeze, right?
Correct.
So willpower.
So then I don't lose that sand.
No, you rolled a 5. I believe it reduces it by 3, so you only lose 2 sand.
Okay.
Instead of 5.
But
it costs you all that willpower.
Right.
some of that knocks down your score on your bond, though.
Correct.
You take that score. You take that amount off of
The whole 5?
no.
You take whatever willpower was from a bond. So
I only lost 1 point, so 1
Correct.
point to a bond. Okay.
Correct. Correct the mundo. So Troy, technically you would have had an action. So you don't have to run screaming. Do you want to run screaming?
No.
What would you like to do? Even though you still probably are screaming, oh God, not again, not again.
I would try to take cover.
Okay. Make me an athletics roll.
That is fail.
Okay. Inez is moving towards cover, but has not actually taken cover. Daniel is moving towards one of the dancers.
Towards cover still, which was my last action, but...
Yeah, you made the athletics roll, so you got behind cover. You are in a low cover. You still can be shot here, but definitely the trash can, whatever you are behind will provide some bit of armor penetrate, or will prevent some penetration damage from.
Yeah.
But you absolutely can still get shot from behind it.
But I can shoot from behind it too.
You absolutely can. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Should probably erase most of my equipment except for the 9mm I repurchased.
Correct.
I'll fire a shot at one of the shooters.
Sure. Go ahead.
Hey man, nice shot.
Just failed. Just barely. Was a 53 out of 50. Just barely missed.
You do hear someone scream shooter. Not in a, oh my God, there is a shooter, but in a, let's target the shooter.
They're going to target you. Yeah.
No, roll your die.
I'm going to. I will.
I get to check firearms.
Good for you. You get armor 4 from whatever sort of balustrade
I'll take
behind.
that. I only had armor 2 from the Kevlar.
So first setup fire. Ought 9?
It's not a crit in this game, but okay.
No, but it does hit. So we'll roll lethality. That's an ought 5.
Oh,
Would you like to explain what lethality is to the people at home?
So a submachine gun has a lethality rating of 10. So if I roll a hit, I roll again. If I roll under 10%, enough bullets are put downfield that is an instant kill. So Lucas, it also has a kill radius of within 1 meter. So everyone within 3.5 feet of Lucas's location is dead.
Right. When we don't have a map, so we don't know where everybody else is standing.
No, nobody else has made it to cover, so nobody else is near you.
Okay.
Deacon dies in a hail of gunfire.
I went out fighting.
You did.
Although
What'd you
that
do?
means if you would have
Save you guys.
that means if you would have got
Pussy.
lethality on Flynn, I would have died.
Oh yeah, no,
'Cause
no,
I
no.
was
If
right
I'd hit
next-
Flynn, you both would have
Yeah,
been dead.
I
absolutely.
was right next to him. Damn.
All of us, actually, all of us were right next to him.
Well, you made cover. You made it to cover.
Troy,
Oh, that's fair.
can I have another sand roll?
I liked him less though.
Don't they both need to roll?
Yeah, getting there.
Fail.
We'll call it a D4. You liked him less.
Wow, 4.
You must not like them as least as
It's still not 5 and 1 go.
as least as you
Some
thought you
lingering
did.
feelings are unlocked.
You can still push more of it.
Yeah.
Daniel, roll sand.
You have bonds.
1.
That guy. You never liked him anyway.
I didn't like him either.
I mean, he did try to put all those weapons in my trunk.
Is that a euphemism?
Oh,
Get rid of my willpower though.
That is true. Wait, does willpower return?
The Delta Green, you think anything regenerates?
I don't know. I don't. It's been such a long time.
I think it does, but it's super slow.
I was also trying to find out what exactly happens.
You can just take a mana potion and it'll come back.
Just to give Lucas a hero's death, we'll say 2 of them open fire on and just completely f***ing obliterated
It's the platoon
bench.
thing.
No, you didn't put your hands up. You leaned up and like somebody called shooter, and 2 of them just unloaded 2 whole clips into that thing. And like apparently that concrete was not all that strong. It just like f***ing Swiss
Kabibble.
cheese.
They probably got him as he came up to shoot him.
I should probably finish that other character sheet.
Daniel, 23 is a hit.
Yep. I assume. No, my AC's 24.
Haha.
That's a correct die. 13 damage. I rolled a 67.
I can take that.
What else you got?
What are your hit points at if you take 13 straight damage?
My max is 19.
You are stout.
Yeah, but that's more than half, so it's a con roll.
No, that's
conscious?
Nope,
No?
that is called Cthulhu. He's
Oh, that's
still
right,
up,
that's
but
right.
he is riddled with bullets.
I thought there was a thing for that in this game.
Not that I'm aware of.
Major wounds, maybe?
Inez, if you survive, yeah, there's sand for recovery, but I rolled a 70 on Inez. Nothing doing there.
I dance between the raindrops.
You do indeed.
They're bullets.
They are bullets.
Same difference.
Not quite.
Heavy raindrops.
Troy, one of the golden dancing children, is now very close to you. Daniel, as Deacon sort of, sorry, not as Deacon, as Roddrick sort of reaches out to this dancing pirouette child, it touches your hand and you touch it, and it just sort of envelops into your body, and then you're riddled with submachine gun fire.
You're invincible though, so that's cool.
That's cool. That 13 damage definitely didn't do anything. Troy, it is Inez's action.
Still trying to take cover.
Okay. Yeah, another. At this point, you have fumbled around. You can probably find cover if you want.
Okay.
I mean, like, you are close enough. You can crawl on your hands and knees to throw yourself behind something. So you can take cover without rolling an athletics.
Okay. Do I realize that my entire party is dead?
You definitely think 2 of them are dead, and you saw Daniel probably go down in a pile of blood.
Okay.
You don't know that he's dead. He's probably screaming, so that's probably a fairly good indicator he's not dead yet. Because I have to imagine 13 damage is more than a single bullet impact. So you're behind cover at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the most damage I can do with a single shot, it's 1d10. So I imagine at least it's more than 1.
Was there anything else that you were asking about, or are you just taking cover?
Well, I was trying to find out breaking points. Like, what does that exactly mean?
It causes a disorder, and then you have to reset it.
Correct. So you would, if you reach a breaking point, you would then have an insanity, like a crippling situation. We can deal with that pending survival. I feel
Okay.
like bullets flying is probably more important at this point.
Fair enough.
Can I have the book, please?
No.
Make a new guy.
It's your book. Take your book.
Daniel, it's your action. You've probably been knocked to the floor with the force of bullets.
So what'd this floating child do to me? It's just inside of me now?
Maybe. Do you want to think about it all that much?
Do I see it anymore?
No.
Well, I guess I want to try to crawl my way to cover.
Roll me in athletics.
That's a fail.
Okay. You crawl across the floor, leaving a bloody streak on the tile. Troy, alertness roll.
Oh, just failed it.
Okay. All right. I wonder. No, you probably hear, in that case, Daniel, alertness roll. You probably hear, reloading! Because I'm going to imagine there's a ton of bullets downrange at this point.
Does it fail?
Okay. You hear the forms that you can kind of see duck back down, and you hear as they are pumping new magazines. You hear the magazines drop, hit the ground, and they're slamming new ones home. So no fire comes from above. Okay. What you do hear, though, what you failed to hear, I guess I should say, is the loud slamming of the entryway doors you came in flying open again, as two additional gunmen come charging in to close the door on the kill box, and one of them lights Inez up for 15 points of damage.
I did.
The other one's gonna take...
Come on, Daniel, you can take him.
Daniel slowly crawling his way across the floor. They shoot at you, but nothing happens. You are laying in a pool of blood. Roll sand.
You're invincible, bruv. Get him.
Another crit fail.
You lose 6 full for seeing Inez go down. You must have really liked Inez.
Those dice are gone. They rolled 99 too.
Would you like to fight, flight, freeze, or are you going to push it off on a bond?
I will push it off on a bond. So explain to me real quick how that works.
You need to roll a d4. You're going to lose d4 willpower. You need to roll a 2, otherwise you just waste it.
4.
Okay, you lose 4 willpower. You lose 4 off of a bond. Now you lose 2 sand instead of 6.
At this point, I'm just gonna freeze. I'm wounded. I'm not gonna be able to run.
Okay.
I'm probably too much in pain to even pull out my gun, so I'm just gonna freeze. Maybe try to play dead. Maybe they'll think I'm dead and leave me alone. I'll just bleed out there alone with this mystery child inside my body for whatever reason.
Okay.
Ew.
That's the way he made it sound.
There are the stomping of boots along the ground. You hear someone yell, clear, off in the distance. Are you face down or face up? You're probably face down.
Face down, because I was crawling.
Okay. You hear boots approaching you, and suddenly you are pushed very hard with a boot and rolled over onto your back.
Okay, what do I see?
The end of a submachine gun.
Will you give me a chance to maybe pull out my gun and try to fire at one of these guys?
And it goes dark.
Oh, no, guess not. GG, go home.
I'm gonna get a beer. You guys
Where are
can
my keys?
discuss.
There's nothing to discuss. We're dead.
We can discuss in the afterlife, guy.
Yeah, my ghost is up ripping on a bong
We should
on the
have.
second floor of this mall. It's like, fuck, man.
We should have went home.
This sucks, dude.
Your ghost needs to make a sand roll.
It's for seeing a ghost.
Bonus because I'm high. I pass.
It's because you seen yourself. You scared yourself in one of the store glass mirrors.
Ugh.
If you guys will allow me a caveat, I would like to go through this next bit. I think it will provide some insight, and then I think you will want to make some decisions from there.
Okay.
Little piece here. Somewhere in the dark, a gong rings out, and the speaker falls silent for the first time in hours or days. You become keenly aware of your surroundings. The hard metal chair has made your legs numb and your back ache. Your head pounds from straining to see in the near absolute darkness. Sweat pours from beneath the heavy cowl, and the stench of the damp mask upon your face irritates your nose. Out of the corner of your eyes, you feel, rather than see, the dozens in the semi-darkness who are with you, who listen to the testimony, masked and expressionless, cloaked and unmoving, just as you are, yet naked in mind and spirit to the truths you have heard, freed by the words that were shared. A figure appears once more before you, robed and masked in silver and white. Head tilted slightly, the light plays across papier-mâché, warping the mask's static visage into all manner of twisted and unnatural expressions. It speaks, thus the dance of those four ends, their story covered in blood and death. You cannot be sure if this was the first speaker or not, their voice muffled by the stifling, immobile mask. You cannot be sure if the story was told by one person or a legion of robed figures. But does that matter if the words ring true? The voices of the masses beyond your vision echo the speaker, responding their own cries of blood and death. You realize your voice keens amongst them and are surprised to hear its gravelly tone. Your throat aches from prolonged screaming. Yet they searched. They sought the truth of all things, the speaker cries, to which a cacophony of responses are shouted. Truth frees us. Truth makes us. Truth leads us. Shall this be the end? The masked figure demands of his captive audience, lifting his hand skyward as he does, to which the rabble cries a defiant no. With a dramatic sweep of a single arm, the speaker scans the room before stopping and extending an index finger towards you. Will you take up the mantle and spread our righteous gospel? The world explodes in jubilant affirmation, no voice screaming yes louder than your own. The figure nods, accepting, as the cheers of incalculable voices howl throughout the darkness. Follow the four and those who came before, the speaker says softly, barely audible over the cacophony. But like a ripple in the pond, the message spreads outward as the speaker repeats the words over and over. Follow the four and those who came before. Follow the four and those who came before. Slowly the figure backs up, cloak billowing around a pile of odd items sat in the middle of the open space. You see things you feel you should recognize. A large file folder, an old phone, a red leather book. The speaker indicates down to them with an open hand. Take them, the figure screams over the chorus of rabid voices. Follow the four. The cries die out and the world goes silent in an instant. A cry echoes from beyond sight. The king comes! A gong crashes as all light is extinguished and you are left in blackness. You hear the scraping of chairs, feet shuffling in the dark. A hand is placed on your shoulder and a voice whispers in your ear, it's time to go. Before you can turn around, the figure is gone. But light creeps out of a door jamb nearby, the door swinging slightly as if someone has just passed through. What would you like to do?
So we woke up.
Are the things still there?
You're in a room of darkness. The only light source is a door that is swinging slightly ajar. It's just kind of teetering on the edges, kind of like an automatic door in a large building, kind of how it swings back and forth sometimes when people push their way out. Doesn't latch probably, but more like a public access door.
Gonna say hello. Does anyone hear me or answer?
You feel like there may be others there. They do not seem to respond.
Hello?
You hear a voice cry hello from across a gulf of black inky void.
Do I recognize the voice?
Maybe. You're in a very strange space.
Okay. Who are you?
Feels best that you should leave this space.
I go to the light and open the door.
I don't want to go to the afterlife yet. I'm not ready.
Lucas, you step out into a room you were in. Do you wear a watch?
Sure.
You've been in that bingo hall for like 4 hours. You look around and the folks that you saw before are no longer there. The folks when you entered the meeting appear to have been gone. You know that you didn't come alone. Some others came with you. Everything's real foggy. You're sweaty and your face is itchy and you're hot. You can feel this heaviness hang on your shoulders.
Is there a bar or someplace that would have at least water of some kind?
Yeah, you could probably see a drinking fountain nearby. There's a couple of bathrooms, men and women off to the side. The whole building is kind of wood paneled. It's very old, smells of stale smoke, as if somebody smoked there 20 years ago.
All right, I'll hit the button on the water fountain unless it goes up, that high, which is about an inch for people at home. Then I won't drink out of it. But
you bend down and realize that the mask is kind of in the way.
I forgot I was wearing a mask. Okay.
But it's easily moved if you'd like to move it and have a drink.
Yeah.
You definitely are parched.
Yeah.
Your throat hurts.
I do that until I'm satiated.
Sure. You stand there and drink for a long while. Anyone else?
Did I see someone leave the room?
No.
Okay. I asked, who are you?
Your voice seems to echo into a void. Like a cave, it bounces back and forth. You hear no response.
I'll leave.
Okay. You step out. You see a form in a cloak huddled over a drinking fountain. Again, you sort of remember entering this room. It feels like days ago, but it was probably early evening. It's full night now. It's hard to tell. You remember walking in, there was a hallway, there were some bathrooms, there was like the meeting hall where you were directed. There was a small table at the front where you had met some of the individuals who had giving you the mask and the robe, you think. And you know that there's a doorway off to your right that led into the entrance of this building, but everything's very hazy. You're not quite sure what was going on. You do remember the question you asked me a minute ago is like, there was a pile of things, but your head is still foggy. Where would you like to go?
I'm just going to take a moment to kind of check my person, wallet, keys, anything on me.
Everything that you would expect to be is where it is. You are wearing a very heavy silver cloak, though. As you bend down, it is sort of full length. You remember they handed it to you. It's tied up, cinched at the neck. The hood is pulled up over, almost completely covering any bit of individuality. Sort of like the speaker was wearing, identical to what the speaker was wearing. And then the mask sits low, at least down to the bottom lip, if not even covering the bottom lip. It's definitely like a 3/4 paper mache mask.
I'll take the mask off and look at it.
It looks very shoddily made, home done, got a bit of gold wire that holds it on at the back. It looks really familiar. Like, it was new when they handed it to you, but everything you heard in there, that mask is not new anymore. Troy, anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'd walk out.
Okay. You step out. You see an individual bent over getting a drink of water. You see another individual inspecting a mask that they have recently removed from their very sweaty face.
Do I recognize?
You know them, you think. You belong together.
You said that there was they're next to a bathroom?
Yeah, there's like a water fountain next to the two bathrooms.
I'll go into the bathroom.
Sure. They're kind of marked men and women, but they're not very big bathrooms. It's probably 2 stalls. So regardless of which one you go into, you can go in. Kind of a grimy mirror. But yeah, you can use the facilities as you are wont.
I will remove I'm also wearing a mask and garment.
You are.
I will remove those items.
Okay. You remove them. You look at yourself in the mirror. Eyes a bit bloodshot, strained from looking into the darkness. Your ears kind of ring a little bit. Throat hurts, but you don't see anything in the mirror that you wouldn't expect to see after you wake up from a heavy night of drinking. You are you.
Yeah, that's the question I'm trying to get at. Who am I?
Daniel.
Dick.
Guess after getting no response, I'll walk out.
Okay. You step out. You see a couple of other individuals milling about.
I was hoping you were going to give him just specifically a completely different scenario. You hit a brick wall.
I guess I'll walk up to Flynn's character. Like, do I know you?
You know each other. You're working together.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Do I know you? I guess I'll realize I'm wearing a mask and I'll take it off. Because I didn't.
I'm not wearing a mask. You should.
You look familiar.
I should.
Who are you?
Lucas, I assume by now you've satiated yourself with drink.
Yeah. Wiping it all off my beard, probably.
Okay. Anything else that you gentlemen would like to do? In case you can't tell, I'm dancing around the who are you bit for a little bit for very important reasons. Please continue.
There's not much else we can do. Is there a room out of this room?
Yes.
We're in a parking lot, right?
No, you're not in a parking lot. You know the parking lot is just...
Oh, we're in the hallway. Okay.
Right.
I've never seen a parking lot with a water fountain
Hey, you never know.
and bathrooms.
A park, maybe.
Yeah. There's parks with... Yeah.
You know you came in the front. That's where the group introduced you. You had to put on the mask and the robe. It was kind of weird, but that's where the information led you, so that's where you went.
Are we the only 4 in the building?
At least within sight. None of you have really went 10 feet from the door you just came out of.
Okay.
But there are other doors in the hallway.
Yes, this is part of a large assembly building. Like, everything is very foggy. Your memory is it's coming back in pieces. You came here early afternoon, mid-evening. The trail of the case brought you here, you think?
Is there a like sign on the next to the door we just walked out of, like storage or janitorial or anything?
Bingo
like
hall.
That? Just says bingo hall.
Yeah.
I'll walk back towards where I remember being met by the people who gave me the garments.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like an atrium.
Okay. Any signage, any cards, placards?
Oh yeah, no, American flags. There are pictures on the wall. Servicemen and women in uniform. Probably as you get back into the actual atrium, you can kind of see that there's probably like a display case with bowling trophies and car tournaments and plaques where they've sponsored little league teams in Norwood.
Norwood.
It just says Norwood.
Does it ring a bell?
Yeah, you remember you flew into Logan, got a car, and drove from Boston to Norwood. You came together like you were told to. Troy, anything you'd like to do? Just kind of moving it along. Anybody?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who I am.
Exactly who you are supposed to be.
I pull out my wallet and look at my license.
It says what you expected to say.
I kill the DM.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Is there a door that says exit?
You remember when you came in the atrium, there were, that was how you got out. There's a fire exit. It's got a bar on it, the crash bar on it, that says alarm will sound.
There's no like front door to exit that I'm seeing.
You feel like you're in the back of the building. You would have to go up the hallway, sort of where Flynn went.
I'll head towards the front of the building.
There was a long table like set up with a couple of chairs, and that's where you were met when you first walked into the atrium. And then they told you the meeting was down the hall to the left. Sitting there is a box of stuff.
I'll inspect it.
I was told there would be punch and pie.
I think you drank the punch, bud.
You see a box of things that they told you about.
Such as?
A giant file folder, appears to be very old, probably from the 40s or 50s.
How convenient.
You see a printed out manuscript of like 50 or 60 pages. It's covered in oil. You see an old car phone, and you see a red book bound in leather.
I have a cell phone on me?
Yeah.
If I look at it, what's the date on it?
Good question.
Today, you guys have to, it's like September 4th, 2015, probably. I'm trying to remember, so you tell me. It should be, it's like roughly the same day they told you the story. Give it a day or so. I'm ballpark. September 4th, September 5th. It's probably a Tuesday. It's almost certainly a Tuesday. So what is the first Tuesday in September 2015? It's probably that day. We'll go with that. These meetings are always on a Tuesday. Speaking of which, there is a pamphlet there, Flynn, next to...
I pick it up and peruse.
I will put it in...
Yay, clues!
First Tuesday of September 4th, 2015 is the first.
Well, that's not helpful. So it's probably Tuesday the 8th.
Okay.
Someone remind me how to get to the drive.
I sent you a link to your personal Gmail.
Yep. Okay.
Now, I apologize to Mr. Detweiler. I have made a slight modification to this particular bit. I think you'll notice the giant black mark I put over one bit of this image. Where that black mark is, there is no actually... there is no actual black mark. It instead would be printed VFW 314 Dean Street, Norwood, which is where you remember driving to. I believe it is called Encounter Group.
Masks provided. This is pre-COVID era.
Uh-oh. The words down on the right say the king comes. Shouldn't mean anything, though.
Flynn, roll Sam.
Oh, got it.
I guess that's true. That's a fair point.
Because my new guy has a SAN of 75.
Okay, lose one.
All right, you guy.
While we're we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, no, you remember this was the place that had the lead, the group that you were supposed to encounter.
I think so. They're usually more complex than that.
We encountered them.
Lucas, roll. Remember to roll sand later. You probably don't have sand on a new character yet. Do you have sand on your new character?
Actually, I do. I just don't have everything else filled in.
Okay, roll sand.
Try a different set of dice this time. Super pass.
Okay, lose one.
4, just general.
Because I know what you're doing, and you deserve to lose one sand.
Are you masturbating under the table?
You can't hear that on the mic. I'm really good at it.
Troy, Daniel, anything you guys would like to do? For the audience who has not been able to see it, because Jeff says we're really bad at looking at clues and not telling the people who can't see it, they got a pamphlet for Encounter Group, which meets 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Yeah, apologies. I'll describe. Give me a second. Okay, so it's a black and white pamphlet. Looks like bottom right is like an oblong sun with rays coming out from right to left. It says Encounter Group, no cost, find the answer to life's questions in a no judgment group environment, 7 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays, mass provided. Has a weird, sketchy symbol on the oblong sun.
Everybody roll sand.
Sorry, guys.
You're good.
That's what I was
I don't
pointing
have
at.
to?
No, you're good.
Okay. It says tireless heroes explorer, knowing infinite night grants comfort on moonlit endless
I rolled a
seas.
number.
Okay. It's fine. We'll just remember it. We'll get there.
I can roll my sand with my current character because he's still alive. I pass.
All right. I will mark this down.
And the first letters spell the king comes. That's why I lost saying earlier.
Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah.
There's also like a weird circular indent in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, there's a weird stampy something. CSI enhance.
Wait a minute. What are you seeing?
There.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Call that bottom left.
Bottom left of the box is what I said.
Okay. It is 10 o'clock at night. You do find in the box everything that you were told in the story. All the valuable pieces that the four had accumulated. The building appears to be closed down. You're the only individuals inside the VFW on Norwood, or on Dean Street, excuse me.
Can we see the front door where we're standing now?
You look outside, it's night.
Do we have a vehicle out there?
Yeah, rental car.
Do I have one of us have a set of keys on us?
Yeah, got a big sticker on it, Enterprise.
Okay.
Hey, they'll pick you up.
They didn't. We rented the car.
How do we know?
Keys.
Could have
That's
brought
the
it.
sound keys make.
I think those keys are wrong.
Jeff, add that in.
Lucas, stop making more work for me.
I like to imagine Jeff doing the record scratch and just saying, damn it, Lucas, no.
Is there anything inside the pamphlet, or is it just like a single flyer?
It's just like a single flyer. It's almost like the way it's designed, it's probably on like, it's probably 4 up on an 8.5 by 11 or
Yeah.
something, like something that can be cut and distributed.
Have a lot of detail to it.
Okay. I'll put that in the box and tick the box and
Sure. Trottle
out
on
to the
out, put it in the car. Dean Street in Norwood is fairly residential. Your car is the only one in the lot. You do remember seeing a Denny's down the road.
Ruins over my hammy. Is this like a community center we're in or what?
It's a VFW.
Oh, okay.
It's probably pamphlets for indie wrestling in there.
Probably, yeah. You could eat.
should we go to Denny's?
Always.
I'm hungry.
All right. You can complete character creation at this point. And I will stop the recording for the moment. Our title track and additional musical arrangements were provided by friend of the podcast, Ian Shannon. Find more of his work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com or the Rancors Brothel on Facebook. You can also interact with other listeners at the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Want to contact us? Reach out to @Rancors_Brothel on Twitter or via email at therancorsbrothel@gmail.com. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everyone.